Morning everybody, how are you doing? Well, welcome to glorious end of June. It's been wonderful weather here for the last couple of weeks, and we've also been lucky with some really heavy downpours of rain in between, which has meant that the water butt's full and the beds are well watered, because we had 2 months here without any rain whatsoever, and we've just had a hosepipe ban imposed as well around these parts. So any rain we can get is fantastic, and otherwise it's watering cans around the garden from the butt and then from the tap as well. But as it stands at the moment, everything's looking really healthy, and hopefully that's a sign that things will continue into the summer as well. So I'll give you a spin around the garden and show you what's growing, and hopefully avoid all the bees, because there are so many in here at the moment. And I'll come back at the end and show you the front garden as well. There's lots going on in the front garden. Let's start with the hollyhocks, which are just about to come out, and there's obviously a million varieties of colours. Ours generally seem to be the yellows, and they really pop this time of the year. You can just see them about to unfurl here and then turn into this. And the one thing with hollyhocks I've found is just stay on top of the leaves. They get degraded quite quickly and make the plant look ugly. It doesn't affect the flowers at all, but if you want it to look quite nice, then get on top of the leaves, and as soon as you start seeing little signs like this here, or rust, there's probably something going on behind that you need to deal with. And the best thing really is just taking the leaf off, because there's so many of them. Behind that we've got a light variety of sweet peas, which are real favourites. There's some lovely sweet peas behind here, and the big trick keeping more and more sweet peas, like all little flowers, is get there before they start going to seed like this. So the best thing to do is, if you can, we'll take these off first of all, because you don't want those there, but you can save those for next year for more sweet pea seeds. But the important thing is to take these off now and put them in a vase and have them in the house, because the more flowers you pick, the more flowers you get, and keep picking and picking, and they'll be with you for the next 2 months. Gotta be quick here because there's plenty of bees around. The verbena has just come in, the Bonariensis, the little balls, and those flicker in the wind and roll with that. The geum is still doing really well, and again, same idea, dead head. So this one here, we'll chop that off later on, as long as all the others, just avoiding the bees if we can. And we've got plenty of cosmos coming through as well, which is really nice. Behind that we've got the fruit. So it's our best mulberry crop I think we've ever had. You can see here up and down this stem. So the blacker they are, the better they are for your breakfast. So we're going to get in there, and then behind that the jostraberries as well, which is the mix between a blackcurrant and a gooseberry, looking really healthy too. So plenty of breakfast and plenty of crumbles to come. Behind that, I saw it this morning, would you believe, there's a blackbird in our cherry tree. We didn't net it this year, and we're going to pick these really quickly. But you can see underneath here some absolutely, oh, get out of the way, leaf, gorgeous cherries there, and the one at the back is definitely ready to get picked. So that'll be a little treat for tonight. Down here, one that a blackbird has knocked off, and then behind that you can just see a little strawberry. So it's all starting to come. And then right at the back, against the fence, again, just in time. Some lovely tayberries back here. Tayberries are a mixture between I think a blackberry and a raspberry. They are absolutely lovely. And then along here, lots of tomato plants that we didn't have room for in the beds. The jasmine's coming through, which looks again really nice, and that yellow goes really well with the hollyhocks from earlier. And then some petunias, just bringing a bit of colour at the back of the garden. And through the back, a few more tomato plants back there, because you can never have too many. And then swinging round to the rest of the garden, we're not going to get anything from the apple this year, unfortunately, the crab apple. just doesn't seem to flower yet, but fingers crossed we'll get some at some point. And then moving down, we've got the mixed bag down here of hundreds and hundreds of lovely juicy black currants that are just about right, and just as long as you just put your hand on them and just pull gently, if they come like that, they're good to go in your mouth. They're so nice. But the red currants, I've got a few. You can see we've suffered again from the gooseberry sawfly. A little fly, a little larva that just eats the leaves. It doesn't affect the fruit if they come late. If they come early though, it destroys the crop. And you can see here my poor old gooseberries that I mentioned last time, absolutely stripped bare. So all we've got from rest gooseberries, this little group here. So these two trees were laden last year with gooseberries, and this year we've got a handful. It's a bit sad, but never mind, that's life. And then up here you see, I think, the start of the quince building their fruit. So even though the leaves look a bit worse for wear, mildew, we're trying to wipe those down if we can. We're going to get plenty of fruit this year. Just going to stay on top of it and make sure that none of the fruit doesn't get ruined. And then swinging around here, behind, well, in front of the California poppies, which the bees love as well, we've got all our tomatoes. And you can see here our first bits of fruit. So these are our first tomatoes. And one thing I didn't do was label which one this is. I think it's a Marmande, so quite a large one, but I don't know. Sorry about that. Golden rule, gardening, label. And then working down towards back to the house, past the Nigella, which have finished flowering, but then go to seed. This lovely little seed ball into some more sage, and the yarrow, which are really nice, and they go all the way through the summer. More hocks, some daisy type flower. This is feverfew. It's absolutely lovely, and it looked ugly when it was growing, and now it's come on and it's absolutely gorgeous like that, especially with the California poppy in front. And then finally, as we come through past the red campion, we've got, after 2 years of trying, teasel. They really are nice, the teasels. The downside is they are razor sharp, so we've had to cut them back quite a bit to make sure people can get past. But that is a triumph of perseverance. I'm really happy with those. And out here in the front garden you can see everything's gone a bit crazy. So this is the curry plant, which was one of those ones you get from the supermarket. It's gone really wild and the insects like it. And then next to that we've got a bit of tarragon and some parsley that's gone to seed, and then this huge sage, which again came from one little pot from supermarket and is totally bee friendly. There are bees on this all day and it's just going over. So this and the curry plant will be chopped back in about 2 weeks time. And then finally the lavender's just coming, so it's all looking lovely. And behind that, hopefully, some nice tomatoes out the front as well to give us even more crop. That's all for this month. We're back again in July, which, if it's like this, the weather continues, we'll do one or two things. Either it will keep flourishing, or it will start really losing its colour quickly and dying back. Fingers crossed for a few wet days, but plenty of sort of warm 20 to 25 degree days, and plenty of sunshine. That's the most important thing. Hopefully you get the same weather wherever you are in the world, and please do share your photos and share your videos if you've got them. Let us know what you've got in your garden, and any hints and tips at this time of year when there isn't much water around of how to keep things fed and nourished. Okay, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you again in July.